this year. But I'm back. What up, though, to everybody? We in the building. It's your boy, Spaceship Oasis the Incredible, back for another edition of Straight Talk with Spaceship. Uh, I just wanted to go ahead and do a show. I was talking to J Rock last night, and we got the Spotify, so make sure y'all check out the Spotify. Make sure you go to the Spotify and check out all the things. And she was like, "Well, I want to put some shows on there. What shows should I put on there?" I'm like, "I don't care. Put all the shows." She's like, I don't want to put nothing from 2021 and before. I want everything to be new content." And she was like, "Yeah, I can put Happy Kwanzaa," which was episode 28. And I was like, "Yeah, you could, but that's Happy Kwanzaa. I'm not really tripping about putting the Happy Kwanzaa on there." So I was like, "Fuck it. I'm gonna do another one today. I'm gonna do one today." And she was like, whatever. And so all day, um, I'm going to get into the topic. And the reason why it's taking me so long today to even do this one. But I had, things to do. I had to wash, I had to clean. And I've had migraines for like maybe the last 2 weeks. Right. And so, what's up, J Rock? So I wanted to talk about this topic today. And episode 29 is called Killing Yourself Softly. And I want to talk about something that kills us every day, something that I go through, something that I believe many people go through, and that's depression. That is depression. That is something that is that silent killer that we don't we right we discuss, but we only truly understand it when we're the ones going through it. I was telling someone the other day, um, they was like, people are so selfish. I mean, that's what people are supposed to be. Like, I got to care about me first before I care about anybody else. Now, while we say that's how it's supposed to be or that's life or whatever, we still have to think about how other people are living, what other people are going through, especially black men. So I was reading, it fluctuates between 5 and 10% of all black men, all African American men suffer depression. That's it, between 5 and 10%. That's it. Well, let's say it's 1 million black men in America. That's 100,000 men. Now we know that number is way bigger than that. I think it's about what, 8 million black men. So that's about 800,000 black men are suffering through depression right now. That means your doctors, your police officers, your athletes, your husbands, your fathers, your brothers, and your sons. Somebody in your family, a male in your family, is going through depression right now as we speak. The problem is that we have is most people either A, don't care about the signs, B, don't recognize the signs, or C, think black men are so freaking strong that we're supposed to be able to get up out of it. As a total, 17 million people in America, 17 million people are suffering with depression right now. Now, I'm in that group of people where I don't necessarily like to discuss my depression. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Nine? What's up, Rock? Best show in town this Saturday. Trees. Um, I'm in that group of men that don't really talk about it. I kind of brush things off. People say I'm an asshole. And just to give you, I've given my story over and over. My mom and dad are both still alive. They didn't raise me, but they're around. Um, my mom liked to take credit for things I done, things I do, but she was never in my life actively like that. My grandparents raised me. Both of them passed away within 2 years. Um, I left Michigan, moved to Mississippi, went to college, didn't have a piece of family there, moved here to Texas, got married, was divorced within 7 months, felt like a failure. Um, and within these things, and I don't want to elaborate too much into my world. I don't want this to be a vent session for me, but I'm very easy with being transparent. After my grandmother passed away in December of 2009, 2010, I went home to Michigan and saw the house probably for the very last time. Yeah, not until that was the last time. 2010 was the last time I see my grandma's house because it's gone now. It's just a lot. It's just a vacant lot. And I was working at GMAC Ally Bank customer service, and I was so depressed. I started going to the doctor. I got diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and even though I got diagnosed with it, I was at the same time working clubs, still going out of town, still traveling, still packing out shows, still doing everything. And I I can kind of say I didn't believe that I had depression. I knew I was sad. And I know my spirit of discernment to where sometimes when people are about to die, I feel it. When people are going through something, I feel it. And then there are certain times in my life, like holidays, uh, my grandparents' birthdays, where I'll just get down. I'll just get depressed. I don't want to use the term depressed to define depressed, but I would get down. I would get lost. And now, even now, there's just some days when I wake up and I'm just out of it. And I wonder how much, because I stay by myself. So it's easy for everyone to always think when they see me posted on Facebook or social media that Spaceship's up. It's easy for them to see me at shows and be turned up and drunk and kicking it and geek that I'm always up. How many people are living with people that have to live like this? Because our fear as black men is that you're not going to give a fuck no way. Our fear as black men is that black women and people, period, will say, suck it up. You'll get through it. You ain't supposed to be sad. Black men ain't supposed to be sad for no freaking reason. You feel me? Like, not just the, oh, I'm sad because somebody died. I'm sad because I lost my job or my lady left me. Hold on, y'all. But as a black man, I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to be sad. And if I am sad, I need to fix it. You know, it's crazy how people. What's up, baby? What's up, Stephanie? It's crazy how people um expect you to fix a situation that you don't even know where it comes from. Depression is the second leading contributor to diseases. And when I was reading and trying to look up information about depression, it's so much that we can still uncover and unlayer about this situation that we don't think about. We don't think about the stems of these situations. We don't think about. I tell people all the time, my book didn't start on your chapter, and I wonder. I tie this into relationships. I tie this into, and not just relationships as girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, but friend relationships. You feel me? J Rock say he sheltered them emotion because he's been programmed just to keep pushing. That's what we're told to do. Suck it up. I don't have feelings. As women, and I'm gonna tell y'all, as men, we don't feel like our feelings matter. We don't feel like what we go through mentally, because I'm quick to say I don't know something. I'm quick to say I'm wrong about something. But it may be looked at as whatever. You're playing, you're joking. It may be looked at as, well, you need to figure it out. I was raised by my grandparents, but I didn't learn shit from my granddaddy like that. I didn't learn how to change a tire. I didn't learn etiquette. I never had a birds and a bees story. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was always be go mob. Shout out to my bros, Phi Beta Sigma, young starter, young soldier. For me, it's like I wake up, I go to work, I deal with it. I tell people. I told somebody the other day, like, since I had a man call the cops on me and have police draw their weapons on me. Do you know how many times people have asked me about that situation? Personal, professional, relationship, whatever. Do you know how many times people have actually said, hey, how are you feeling? And really be intentional about what they're asking. Not since that week, but I go through those emotions every week. I was watching Bel Air the other day, and they had Will Smith when he went to jail or whatever. Spoiler alert if you haven't watched it. Just spoiler alert. And so then he gets around different cops in different situations, and different things reflect to remind him. I felt that part. I felt that because even when I'm at work and I have to tell a white person something, I'm scared. When I'm around cops, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, I'm nervous. When I'm in my car and a cop gets behind me, I feel some type of way. Because I was so blessed to get out of the situation that I was in. And even though I was blessed to get out of that situation, it was over. It wasn't one of those situations where it was just over. I deal with it every day. I deal with it every day. I deal with the questions. When I talk about my parents, like for me, it's more of I have questions that are unanswered in my life that I don't understand. I don't get them. And it leaves me in a place of lost. I work hard for the things I do. And I want this to, once again, I don't want to just use my life on it, but I want to talk about other men. I wonder how many men go through each day trying their best to do the best that they can and still don't feel appreciated, doing the best they can. And as soon as they mess up, it's thrown up in their face, doing the best they can to mask and hide those pains, to hide those fears, to hide those questions. And this leads up to depression. This leads up to a fear of uncertainty, insecurity. Am I good enough? Am I doing the right things? Yes, a lot of us men could be out there in them streets doing the shit that we don't supposed to be doing, don't want to do, and it could give us a high and a rush and a feeling of acceptance. But for those who are struggling every day to do the right things, and those guys out there in the streets, they still struggle with depression. We sit back and we cater to so many people's feelings. We're so Me Too-ish. We're so Title IX-ish. We're so LGBTQ-ish. But we are not black man-ish. We don't focus and love on the black man to make them feel. We have truly never felt accepted, had to find acceptance, had to do things and not be able to take credit for them, or else we'll look like we're shallow or we're braggadocious. This is my life. Lift me up as much as you push me down. %, and I'm gonna keep going back to that number. 10% of all African American men are suffering depression. And the number may be higher by now. Those numbers aren't yesterday's numbers. Yesterday's numbers aren't today's numbers. But men, we are killing ourselves because we don't have those answers. I had someone tell me today, you might need to go talk to somebody. I have talked to somebody. You know what they told me? Suck it up. Well, you'll get over this. It'll be okay. It just takes time. Ain't no time for when you feel like you're in this world alone. Ain't no time. I've been home since Friday. I saw J-Rock. No phone, no conversations. I saw J-Rock. She called me Saturday, and we did the show yesterday. But when you have that much time, you got to understand, men, we have thoughts. We have those thoughts of doubt and thoughts of uncertainty. And they permeate in us. They resonate in us. They hurt us. They affect us. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a good thing, Dukes. Like, your boys are constantly on your mind. What has to happen is we have to have those conversations. I am a big proponent now in my 40s. I'm a big proponent of having those tough conversations. And even in my music, Youngstar, I tried to give it all, but it's still hard to live. Yes, I can outlet my music, and that was my mask. That was my mask. My music was my mask. And even though I'm not making music like I used to anymore, last week, and I told J Rock this, last week was probably, or the last 2 weeks was probably the hardest 2 weeks I've had at school. And I had no one to just outlet to. And I saw it in my attitude. I saw it in my personality. I saw it in my behavior. And to anybody I may have affected, I apologize. Because it's a lot of times when men change and we get into that sucking place, we still have to push. And this is everybody, right? I don't want to just make it seem like only black men go through this, but I want to discuss this about the black men, because we still have to push. We still have to go forward. We still have to move on. And we never have time to stop and cry. We never have time to stop and reflect, even making our music. Sometimes we need to, as black men, stop and cry. I know some strong men. I know some strong. I know some strong men. I know some strong brothers that go through a lot. But everything we can't tell people. Just like women don't tell people everything we don't tell people. As a man, you know how it feels when you get that layoff notice. It's different for women. I promise it's different for women. Y'all can say it ain't. When a man can't see his kid every day because the mom says he's not important enough to be in that kid's life. When the kid is questioning daddy, when the job is questioning who you are, when your household is questioning who you are and what you do. As men, as true men, we try and want to put that weight on our shoulders. That's our job, right? That's our job. That's what the world has told us from some outlet of the world. Let me tell you something. That shit that women went through back in the 1900s and the 1920s and the 1940s and the 1960s is not the 2020s. The world still treat black men as if we're in the 1900s. Oh, man, let me tell you. I've been to funerals. I don't think I cried at my grandmother or grandfather's funeral. I was so busy trying to make sure everything was okay that it wasn't time for me to cry because everybody else was crying. But what happened in the end? What happened in the end was I wasn't able to release those emotions. I suppressed them. I came right back to Dallas after the funerals. I went back to work. My second album down here, No Preservatives. I dropped that album. I went home, and my aunt Tootie called me that night and told my grandma had a heart attack. How do you deal with that? I got a new album just dropped. Just dropped today. Just left the album release party. Just feeling great. You know what I'm saying? And then I gotta go from there to there. And I gotta get back into, okay, I still gotta promote my album mode. Promote my album a little bit. Go home, deal with my grandma. She wasn't dead at this time. I went home to see her. At my show, I had two of my partners fighting each other. Not only that, think about it, J-Rock. What if you told your wife, I just need to go somewhere real quick. Just get away by myself. Oh, we must be doing something. You know, when I started the Men's Leadership Breakfast Club, and I promise I'm gonna get that back popping. that was a place where we could vent. That was a place where we could talk and be very transparent and just be men. Um, you feel me? It ain't gonna fly though. As men, we're supposed to live in a certain situation. We're supposed to live in a certain atmosphere. We're supposed to do in a certain way. You can be a millionaire and still be sad. You can have the most money, the nicest houses, and people can think, oh, he's living great. And inside, I still feel like a corpse. Let's talk about it, man, because I need to get it. Yeah. Because Kendra, the problem is men know based on previous situations how women react. Men ain't supposed to be upset. Men ain't supposed to display feelings. In a relationship, when things are good, men ain't really supposed to display feelings unless it's a happy feeling, unless it's a loving feeling. Our frustrations are never set down. How many times, and you may do it, but how many times do women really sit down when a man is upset or they have an argument or disagreement and say, this man might be going through something. This man is frustrated with something. Even for me, one thing I've learned being an educator, when my kids go off on me at school or go off on the teacher, I ask them, what's going on? Because I know it ain't about me. You loved me just 10 minutes ago. So what's up? What's up? But how many times do we really sit down, even when we, as men, when we have beef with another man, how many times do we just stop the beef and say, bro, what's going on? You need to talk. You need to vent about something. It can't be me. It can't be me. I know I ain't got you this upset. But what happens is all that stress, all that depression, it has to come out. All that frustration has to come out. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's important. What's on your chest? And don't take the shit personally. Right? Like, we take a lot of shit. When somebody's character, when somebody's feng shui is off, we take the shit personally. Because we want people, once again, it goes back to what I said at the beginning. We are so mentally selfish that we take things personally and we think either we're the blame or you're doing this against me on purpose. No, I'm going, and this is the thing about depression. Depression ain't something that, it's not cancer. It's not, it's more like a herpes. It pops up most of the time at the wrong fucking time. You know what I'm saying? It's not one of those things where, oh, I'm sick and you're going to see it. Or it's just going to come like a cold and shit. Oh, I got a cold. No, depression, you wake up and you just off. And then 4 hours later, you might feel okay. You might feel okay 3-4 hours later. But then 2 hours later, you back. And people don't take time to understand those emotions. They think, once again, it's something personal. It's something against me. It's a reason why they're mad at me. No. We have to normalize asking people, what's on your chest? Do you need to talk? Can we get it off? How can we fix this? Cry if you need to. Love me if you need to. Come hug on me if you need to. My neighbor. Yeah. You know me, Rock. When I get off the phone with anybody, I'm telling them I love them. And I have to because A, so many people are dying. And B, you don't know when somebody just needs that. You know, I don't. Look, man. Cats out here are weird. All the time. All the time. All the time. I'm not going to get off the phone with you without saying I love you. Because I don't want to be that last call, and I could be that impression that changes your whole mentality. And I think about that. I think about that when I get off the phone with you. I don't want to have you in a feeling of no one cares about me. Material things are great, clubs are great, parties are great, but to make someone feel like there's somebody who loves them, it's more important than anything in this world. I respect you. I appreciate you. We have to. We have to normalize speaking words of affirmation and positivity in black men lives. Like, we talk about it all the time, but we're so fucking counterproductive. We're still so counterproductive with it. We act like we care, but we care about the people in our circle. You know what I'm saying? We care in our circle. I go to the store. Just Friday, we had pizza at work, and they had bagels for breakfast. And I was getting ready to leave. Mr. Jones, you want some bagels? No, but I'm gonna take these to some homeless men. Yes, they're homeless. Yes, they may be on drugs, but I don't know that. But you know what giving them a box of bagels did for them? We don't care. And a lot of times, even to help a man with depression, I'm going to put you on game, ladies. It's a lot of the little things. It's a lot of the little things. Sometimes a man needs to hear, "I'm sorry." Do you realize some men in their life ever been apologized to? Never. Never. Honestly, think about yourself. If you've never been apologized to, if nobody thinks that they have wronged you in any way, shape, form, or fashion, what does that do for one's psyche? What is that? A sincere and genuine, "I'm sorry. I was wrong." There's some men that have never been told, "I love you," besides their parents or their family members. I'm not saying these people are me now, but we think in the majority because we are in the majority. But 10% of men are going through depression. Depression ain't something that you just, "Nigga, I want to be depressed today." Said no man ever. Said no person ever. Nobody sits up and wants to go through depression. Man, within the last 3 years, I just started getting affirmations from my family. And the way they treat me and talk to me now is kind of amazing to me. It's still kind of hard because they look up to me. And it's like, man, what would my life have been if I would have got this sooner? And I got affirmation from people, from artists, from A&Rs, from managers, from musicians, from friends. But my family being proud of me, it hits totally fucking different. My mom, I don't recall the last time my mom said she was proud of me. She might have asked me, "Why you at the Grammys and you didn't tell me? If you see such and such, tell them I'm your mama." Type shit like that. But she ain't never said, "Jamar, I'm proud of you. I was really fearful of your life growing up, but you have made a good man out yourself." I ain't heard that. And if you do it, don't do it with the caveat. Don't do it and then be counterproductive 30 minutes later. I'm going to tell you something, ladies. I'm going to tell you something that y'all might not know. That y'all might think y'all know, but y'all don't know. Because women think they got it. They think they know. Men don't forget shit just like women don't forget shit. Especially if it's emotional. Because men, deep down inside, are very fucking emotional. We are more words of affirmation, quality time individuals than y'all give us credit for. You know what I'm saying? So when you don't affirm us, when you don't make us feel like a king, we ain't gotta feel like your king, but just a king. We the ones that was getting killed first. They was Rodney King and there was black women getting killed or whatever, but black men was on the forefront. It was the Emmett Tills. You know what I'm saying? So when we're not even getting affirmations and love from our own community, when I can walk in a store and no black person speaks to me, no black woman just give me a compliment without trying to fuck or holler or nothing. When you ain't telling your family you proud of them, but you see them doing I see you now. No, I need you. I'm proud of you. I need us to have these conversations to know why it's been what it's been. Why you treated me like this for so long? Why did you think of me like this for so long? Let's have these tough conversations now. Let's not worry. I don't give a fuck how many blunts we smoke together. I don't give a fuck how many cities we go to. I don't give a fuck how many parties we go to, how many happy hours we go to. I don't care what kind of pants or shirt or wallet or cologne you buy me. Why do I have to question how much you love me? Why do I have to question the impact I make on your life? Why weren't you there for me when I needed you? No kid, and I tell teachers this all the time, you can't ask a kid for something that they've never seen before. So yes, we kids are supposed to respect us, but in this day and age, you got to show a kid what respect look like before you can demand it from them. You can't expect love from a kid if they've never seen it. So even as a kid, when now, and growing up, I love my grandparents. But when I was going through it and they was getting me what I needed and not just what I wanted, when I felt like they was choosing my older sister over me, when I didn't have the same amenities and opportunities as her, I didn't feel loved. So for a good 10 to 15, maybe 20 years, I did shit to try to gain love, to try to masquerade this feeling. And once they died, I couldn't get those questions answered. Now I got my next two sources, my mom and my dad. I just saw my dad last year for the first time in God knows how long. I see my mama, but I still got the shit you say. So I still have questions. What was said to my older sister to make her not like me? Or what did she see? Like, I was your little brother. Yeah, I was a little rough around the edges, but I've been gone from that nigga. And so men have so many questions that people and females don't want to answer. We are expected to sweep shit under the rug and keep pushing. When a black man gets killed, it gets swept. Yeah, we talk about it. Old girl got 16 months? We'll talk about it for about another good 2 weeks. But ain't nobody gonna petition. Ain't nobody gonna fight for us. And when the next black man get killed, the same shit gonna happen. When the next Botham John get killed, it's Trayvon Martin get killed, Sean Bell get killed. Yeah. You know who I see? I see Ben Crump, old greedy ass. I don't see no black women in Dallas still fighting for Botham Jean. And as black men, we see this. Because as black men, it's hard we scared to go petition by ourselves down there. Come on, man. Really? Let's say 5,000 black men downtown. No women around. They're going to kill all of us and impregnate all of y'all. It's your boy. Spaceship Oasis, the Incredible. This is Straight Talk with Spaceship, episode 29. Killing Yourself Softly. You're going to be able to check this out on YouTube, Spotify, and of course, DWild.radio. Probably starting tomorrow if I can get it downloaded and everything. But, y'all make sure y'all go to the YouTube. That's why I'm only doing this live on the Facebook. I'm thinking about it in Twitch, y'all. I like talking like this, man. But I wanna expand. Me and J Rock is always trying to expand. J Rock is always trying to expand. And even with me and J Rock, like, I think that's why we've never had bad days, because we've had tough conversations. J Rock is one of those that I can actually talk to that makes me upset because she gets me out of my funk. J Rock came over Friday and would not shut the was that Friday? Saturday. And would not shut the fuck up. And she just kept talking until I laughed. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough when we might have friends, we might have family, we might have people we love, we might have people that love us, but it's hard when you don't have someone that can push you out of that. Because ain't that the hardest part of depression? Even when you wake up or it clicks and you get into that depression mode, you might be around people. Man, I've had some pictures taken of me looking horribly sad at clubs. Horribly sad at, like, embarrassingly. Like, why was I even I shouldn't have gave that much energy. But I couldn't help it. And that's the problem. I'm supposed to go to work and teach, right? I'm supposed to put on this happy face. I come home for a few hours, eat, sleep, wake back up, and I got to put on another happy face. I got to go to the club. Then I have no time to reflect in my life. Now, I go to work, come home, take me a nap, wake up, and I'm by myself to my thoughts. And shit still gets to me. Can't fucking win for losing, it seems. I can't win for losing. I don't go to the studio anymore. I may go rarely. You know what I'm saying? I don't. And I say we don't, it's good to have somebody because you can't tell everybody everything, right? Like, above and beyond everything I'm saying here tonight, you have to be smart about who you confide in, right? When you do hit that depression stage. Because the fact of the matter is, if you know that you, like I say, I got diagnosed with anxiety depression. So when shit gets, too racy, it puts me in a bad state of mind. I got to make sure shit stay calm. Like, people be thinking I be screaming or I be mad, and I really be like, no, I'm really, like, not tripping, because I can't get upset. When I'm on a show or something, my heart doesn't pound. Like, I can't get too excited. I don't even practice it. So it's like, you gotta find somebody that you can confide in that don't judge you. And I think, for me, that has truly helped me. But it's still hard because, like I say, you can't tell everybody everything. Because then people look at you like, oh my God, you're weak. No. I'm connected to a lot of people. Like, I've had like 3 or 4 deaths in my family recently, but I've had like 20 deaths of people I've known. You know what I'm saying? Because I've done so much, like, all over the country. Hey man, such and such died. Such and such died. Hey, such and such died back home. I'm on Facebook. One of my partners was saying rest in peace just the other day. I click on the link. My mama, my grandmama, and his grandmama were best friends. He used to be across the street from me, like, every day at his grandmama house. I stayed with my grandmama. He had a cousin named Jarvis Mitchell. You know what I'm saying? So rest in peace, Big Reese. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, dang. I hadn't talked to him in years. But growing up in Flint, that was my guy. Like, we hung out. We played softball together in the field type shit. You know what I'm saying? And so when you have, for me, all that weight, all that emotional weight, it gets heavy on me, right? It gets heavy. Like, even if it's not somebody I'm super close to, 24 deaths in 5 months is a lot. And for me, when I get that emotional, I fall into a depression. I fall into a sadness. Let me say that. I fall into a sadness, which inevitably, did I say it right? Inevitably turns into a depression. And sometimes if I don't talk to J-Rod, I don't get pushed out of that depression. So now I'm fighting it. And then sometimes I do talk to J-Rod, and she can tell it. She can tell, and then she'll try to help push me out of there. And that's so hard. That's so hard to deal with. Like, when someone says, "Oh, I'm sorry for how you feel," we got to start accepting that. Because they don't, like, what the fuck are they supposed to say? Because when we're depressed, right, we don't want to talk to people, but we want somebody there. We want to argue and say, "I love you" at the same time. Right? Like, I need you to be there, but I also need you to shut the fuck up sometime. And we have to be careful not to push those people away. Because what'll happen is, once we push them away, the other people are in our lives, they already don't care. They already don't think. Unless somebody else comes and takes that position, now you've lost that void. Now you've lost that safe space. Regardless of if you accept it or not, don't lose your space. Know your safe space. Right? Like, it's important for you to know who you can talk to, who you can confide in. Because depression leads into, and this is the last point, it's the second leading contributor of disease. Right? So when we talk about stress, heart attacks, strokes, migraines, sleep deprivation, sleep apnea, all that shit, it comes from depression. If you're not releasing that shit get you bumped. You see all these bumps I got on my face, nigga? When you can't release that, sorry, y'all. When you can't release that, you start getting sick. Your appetite changes. Your sleeping habit changes. Not just your mood, not just your psyche. But, you know, the Snicker commercial says you're not yourself when you're hungry. So if you're not eating the same, your eating habits have changed. Your mind ain't working the same. So now you crankier. You lashing out. You're not just, at first you're depressed and you just want to be by yourself depression, right? At first you want to just, be off to myself. Let me watch my TV. Let me, do whatever. I don't really want to talk to anybody. But now, when people do call and check up, you answering the phones, you answering the door, you checking the text, but you snarky. We got to let people love on us, black man. Trust me. I get it. We got questions. I said that. But we also got to look at ourselves. We got to, if we want people to love on us, we got to get out of our hard mode too. We got to give them a chance to. We got to allow them to. Right? There are some people in our lives that we know want to love on us and we don't allow them to. Right? So when you have that person in your life and you're in a state of depression, you're in a state of loneliness, anguish, and you have to sit back and still use your smarts. You still use your intelligence. Like, Don't not use your common sense. What sense does that make? What sense does it make to say you're a smart person, to pride yourself on making good decisions, but then don't recognize those good decisions? Because if you're not making a good decision, you're making a bad decision, whether you're depressed or not. Depression, and it will, but we have to fight through that depression to try to still make good decisions. It won't always be the right decision, but they have to be good decisions, y'all. And that means, like, man, stop. Don't kill yourself. Don't go kill somebody else. Think about your kids. Think about your life. You know what I mean? Don't. Continue to pray. Continue to work on yourself. Continue to cry. Continue to find somebody to lean on. But what you don't want to do is give up. And I don't mean just give up as far as suicide. Like, I was ready to give up. And I live let me tell y'all, man, I live a pretty good life, but I am down a lot of days. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Like, and like I said, I know I got depression. Like, you know, I've been diagnosed, whatever. I haven't taken no medicine in a long time. So I try to sit back like, no. But I feel spirits, man. And that should be having me in a mode. It had me in a mode. You know. And I feel energies like, even when something bad about to happen to somebody around me, like, I feel that shit first, and it draws me down. Like I say, on certain holidays and shit, I'm just down, and I try my hardest. Like, I got kids now. I got kids, so it ain't like I'm trying to be this person anymore. I gotta love now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want her to be mad. But I don't get it. So I have to push myself out of my funks. I have to get out of my own fucking way. I'm an asshole. Like, what type of depression are you? What type of depression? Because I'm the asshole depressant. I just be saying some asshole stuff. And I be knowing too. And I be trying not to. But I end up. And it be to the wrong people. No, it don't. Not all the time. Sometimes it be to the right people. But, you know, you get what you ask for, get it because you asked for it. But I really want us to focus on the black man. Love on the black man. Continue to push the black man, because, like, we need y'all right now. We need some good energy, because we in a bad place. And you know, we see, you know, black women and women, period, taking these high positions. And that's cool. We're not tripping about that. It's just that we feel like the world is continuing to put their thumb on us. And we don't have anybody saying no. Like, you know, they had Dr. King. They had Jesse Jackson. They had Barack, that made black men feel some type of way. Ben Crump ain't doing that shit. Al Sharpton ain't doing that shit. And so, because the world has changed, we need that every day. We don't need to be counterproductive with that day. We need to be just powerful in our love for black men, and actually talk to them and listen to them and be active with them. Stop taking offense to every fucking thing. Stop being scared of us. We don't want no fucking problem. We're the ones that's scared. We're the one. And I don't want to get in this too much. We're the ones that get shot and that shit just go away. We the ones that get put on child support because the government love to be in a woman's pockets. And a woman love it as long as she get, some women love it just because they get them benefits. We the ones that they fire because they can get a woman who's gonna work 20 times harder than us, but pay her, you know what I'm saying? Like bullshit. Pay her better than they pay us. Then they tell us, don't talk about your pay. They give you what is it? Mandatory voluntary overtime. Like for men, we have so many pressures. We're trying to raise our kids. We're trying to do those things that women ask us to do. We're trying to be that presence. Yeah, it's some scum ass men in this world. It's some scum ass people. I've never been one on that spectrum of. But what I'm saying is we got to start loving on our black men. We got to start talking to our black men. Fellas, we got to start pushing each other more than just on some music shit. Just on some, I can call J. Rock Obama and just talk. I called twice and just talked. Young Justice called me, just talk. Big John called me today and we just talking. You know what I'm saying? We ain't talking no business, nothing. We ain't talking about no anniversary show. We ain't talking about nothing. We just talk about life. Fellas, y'all got to do that. We got to get back to the essence. I'm not gonna say that men back in my granddaddy day didn't have depression. They had their own shit they had to worry about, but they left a lot of that shit at the door. And we in an era where we can't leave that shit at the door. We gotta let that shit out. We gotta have those tough conversations. We gotta get some clarity. Because if not, it's like back then the hole wasn't that deep. It's 40 years later though. That hole deeper. How the fuck we gonna get out this hole? Are we gonna keep digging this hole? Or we gonna finally stand on each other's fucking shoulders and get out this hole? You feel me? That's what we gotta do. We gotta stop killing ourselves. We gotta start loving ourselves. We gotta start loving the black man. You know, it's just, you know, I mean, I'm a black man. I don't feel loved. I feel, sometimes I feel appreciated, but like even on Facebook and social media, Instagram, I could post something and people will congratulate me. And I feel like it's hollow because you can congratulate me. That's cool. But if you around me and you ain't never seen me do what I do, don't congratulate me. Right? Don't congratulate me if you've never seen me do what I do live and you live by me. If you somebody from Flint and you ain't just seen me, because I only host there like once a year or some shit, okay, I can get it. Niggas don't go out in Flint. I'd have been to Atlanta and cats and came from in Atlanta to come see me. Don't congratulate me. Don't give me a false hope. You're adding to my depression. You're adding to my feeling of not being really loved and wanted. Yeah, you could. Yes, I could post a picture. Yes, you could say good job and yada yada, and I do it sometimes. But there's sometimes where I want you to come to my shit. That's what I'm showing you. I'm not showing you this for you to congratulate me. I'm showing for you so you can come to my shit. And when you don't come to my shit, it makes me question everything I'm doing. I'm just talking to y'all. I'm just venting. I'm finna get up out of here though. It's your boy. Go up, see Spaceship Awaits the Incredible. This is another edition, Straight Talk with Spaceship. Episode 29, Killing Yourself Softly. Let's fight this depression, man. Let's get the help we need. Let's do what we gotta do so we can get out this funk and just, be dope to the world, man. As always, I love y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all. Peace.